PhD student at Auburn University in the Minor Lab, and I'm a part of the G Machine team. Our group is focused on understanding inherited African American genetic factors influencing breast cancer. It is important to shed light on the subject so that we can better understand the disease and its impact and how we can protect ourselves and our loved ones. So starting out, let's talk a little bit about some breast cancer facts. Breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer in U.S. women. Also, over 4 million women in the United States have dealt with breast cancer, and this including people who have gone through treatment, and also those that are currently getting treatment, and that includes some of you in here today. 1 in 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. That's a 13% overall lifetime risk. It's also very important to note that men can also get breast cancer, but their average lifetime risk is 1 in 800 compared to the 1 in 8 that we see in women. This means this average in male breast cancer cases is overall 1% of the overall lifetime risk. Now let's talk a little bit about hereditary breast cancer. Hereditary breast cancer is a type of breast cancer where gene mutations or mistakes are passed down within our family. Our genes are like instruction manuals for our bodies, and sometimes these mistakes can occur in these instructions. When we note these mistakes, we have the development of disease. In the case of hereditary breast cancer, specific gene mutations like BRCA1 or BRCA2 can increase a person's overall lifetime risk greater than the 13% that I mentioned earlier. So now let me describe some of the characteristics of hereditary breast cancer. If you have a family history of breast cancer, it don't even have to be just breast cancer. If you have prostate, ovarian, or colon cancer in your family, those could be indicative of hereditary breast cancer. Typically, if you have an early age of onset of breast cancer before the age of 45, that's also another sign. If you have bilateral breast cancer, meaning you have a primary cancer in both breasts, ovarian cancer, and also the presence of male breast cancer are all indications of hereditary factors playing a role in developing disease. So one of the biggest things to remember about this disease is that your family history is important. It's important for all family members, not just immediate family. So if you have close relatives such as an aunt, mother, sister, niece, cousin even, that has developed breast cancer, especially at a young age, it's important to take note of that. Knowing your family history is very important to share with your healthcare providers, especially when it comes to making crucial decisions such as genetic testing. Please note, not all mutations found in one family member will be found in another family member. You have to remember that half your DNA comes from mom, the other half comes from dad. So there's no way for you to know for sure what mutations you may have compared to a family member. Therefore, if you have a family history of cancer, you should consult a medical professional about genetic testing. So currently, a little bit about our lab. It's funded by the American Cancer Society to further investigate African American breast cancer genetics. Traditionally, African American women have higher risk of breast cancer under the age of 40, but also they're more likely to be diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, which is a more aggressive subtype with poor prognosis. When we consider these facts along with the reports indicating that African American men have higher incidence of prostate cancer and breast cancer, it strongly suggests that there are some hereditary factors that are contributing to the development of disease. Unfortunately, research studies have lacked adequate representation of African Americans in research in general, creating a gap in our knowledge, which our team aims to address. We are currently sequencing the genomes of African Americans with breast cancer in search of answers to help defeat this disease. So overall, I want you to remember, you're not alone in this journey. Reach out to healthcare professionals, organizations, and support groups dedicated to breast cancer awareness for guidance and assistance. Together, we can raise awareness, promote early detection, and ultimately reduce the impact of breast cancer on our families. Thank you for your attention.